Hey everyone, welcome back to Coins Numismatic Series, the channel where history, art, and money collide. We're diving deep into one of the most intriguing coins in the America the Beautiful Quarters program, the 2019 San Antonio Mission State Quarter. This isn't just pocket change, it's a little piece of Texas history struck in metal, and depending on the condition, it could be worth way more than 25 cents. So grab your magnifying glass, and let's explore the fascinating world behind this quarter. Let's start with the background. The San Antonio Missions Quarter was released in 2019 as part of the America the Beautiful series by the U.S. Mint. This series started in 2010 and celebrated national parks, historic sites, and landmarks across all 50 states, D.C., and the territories. The San Antonio Missions coin represents Texas, and it pays tribute to the 4 Spanish colonial missions that helped shape the early history of the region: Mission Concepcion, Mission San Jose, Mission San Juan, and Mission Espada. Together, they form the San Antonio Missions National Historical Park, which is not only a UNESCO World Heritage Site but also a lasting symbol of the blending of Spanish and Native American cultures. Now, the design of this quarter is truly something special. On the obverse, that's the front side, you have the familiar portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan, just as you'll find on all quarters since 1932. But the real story lies on the reverse, designed by Chris Costello and sculpted by Joseph Mena. The reverse design takes inspiration from the Spanish colonial real coins, sometimes called reals, which circulated widely in the Americas during the 18th century. In the center, you'll see a quadripartite, or 4-part, design featuring a cross that divides the coin into 4 sections, each containing a symbol representing the mission's contributions to the community. In the upper left quadrant, there's a depiction of wheat, symbolizing farming and the agricultural foundation of the missions. To the right, there's a depiction of the arches and bells, representing community and the mission buildings themselves. Below that, there's a lion, symbolizing Spanish cultural heritage and colonial power. And in the lower left quadrant, there's water, the lifeblood of the missions, symbolizing irrigation and life itself. Together, these elements tell a story of survival, adaptation, and faith, all key parts of early Texan and Spanish colonial life. The inscriptions include San Antonio Missions, Texas, 2019, and E Pluribus Unum, which ties the design into the broader America the Beautiful series. The composition of the coin is standard for circulating quarters. It's made of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, with a clad outer layer over a copper core. Each coin weighs 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters. Now let's talk about the mint marks. The San Antonio Missions Quarter was struck at 3 locations: Philadelphia, P, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. The D mint mark, which is our focus today, means it was minted in Denver. This particular mint is known for producing large quantities of coins for circulation, but even within that massive production, some coins stand out for their condition, strike quality, or unique errors, and that's where collectors' interest and value really starts to rise. So how many of these coins were minted? The Denver Mint produced approximately 223.2 million San Antonio Missions quarters in 2019, which makes it a high mintage issue by general standards. Because of that, most circulated examples are worth only face value, 25 cents. However, the story doesn't end there. Condition, rarity of certain varieties, and grading can all drastically change the coin's value. Let's start with circulated coins. Most of the quarters you'll find in your change or in circulation will have some wear, dull luster, scratches, and loss of fine details on the design. These are typically worth only face value unless they have an error. However, even in circulated condition, collectors love to keep one of each America the Beautiful design as part of their sets. Now, if you find a 2019 San Antonio Missions quarter in uncirculated or mint state condition, that's where the value starts to increase. Mint state coins are graded on a scale from 60 to 70, with MS 70 representing a perfect, flawless coin under magnification. A coin graded MS 65 might sell for around $1 to $3, while an MS 67 could fetch anywhere between $15 and $40. The jump in price happens quickly as the grade improves, because perfectly struck coins with no visible flaws become far rarer, and here's the exciting part: some top-graded examples have sold for much higher prices at auction. According to reports from major coin grading services like PCGS and NGC, a 2019 D San Antonio Missions quarter-graded MS68 has sold for over $250. These high-grade examples are exceptionally hard to find in circulation, which is why collectors are willing to pay a premium. Now, beyond condition, errors and varieties can significantly influence a coin's value. Some of the known and sought-after varieties for the 2019 D San Antonio Missions quarter include double dies, struck-through errors, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets. For instance, there are reports of coins where the cross or water elements on the reverse appear slightly doubled, giving the design a ghosted look under magnification. These double die examples can fetch anywhere from $20 to several $100 depending on clarity and rarity. Another error that's caught attention is the strike-through error, where foreign material like a piece of cloth or grease gets between the die and the planchet during striking, leaving behind a faint or distorted image. Coins with this kind of error are one of a kind and can easily sell for $50 to $200 depending on severity. There's also a subtle die break variety sometimes referred to by collectors as a cut error, where part of the die has cracked and left a raised blob of metal on the coin. These are fairly scarce and can command prices from $30 upward. If you really want to find out what your 2019 D San Antonio Missions quarter is worth, the best thing to do is to get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. They'll assess its authenticity, verify any error, and assign a numeric grade that helps determine its market value. A certified high-grade example will always command more attention and a higher selling price than an ungraded coin. But value isn't just about money, it's also about the story behind the coin. The San Antonio Missions quarter connects modern America to the early Spanish colonial era, reminding us of the blend of cultures that shaped the state of Texas. Every symbol on that coin, the wheat, the water, the bells, the lion, tells a story of resilience and cooperation that still resonates today. So, if you happen to come across a shiny 2019 D San Antonio Missions quarter in your change, don't just toss it back into circulation. Take a closer look. Examine the details under a magnifier. Is it perfectly struck? Is there a doubling on the design? Is it in pristine condition? Because you never know, what looks like an ordinary quarter could actually be a hidden gem worth far more than 25 cents. Collectors across the country are still searching for those elusive high-grade or error varieties, and since these quarters are only a few years old, there's still a good chance you could find one in your pocket change, in a coin roll, or sitting unnoticed in a jar. That's what makes this hobby so exciting. The thrill of discovery is real, and sometimes it can even pay off in cash value. So, whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual collector just starting your journey, the 2019 D San Antonio Missions quarter is one you'll definitely want to add to your collection. It represents a vital piece of Texan and American history, and it's a coin that beautifully combines art, culture, and craftsmanship. That's all for today's deep dive into the 2019 D San Antonio Missions State Quarter coin value. I hope you enjoyed learning about its design, background, and hidden treasures that could be sitting in your spare change. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Coins Numismatic series, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next episode, where we'll uncover more rare finds and valuable coins hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching, and remember, every coin tells a story, and sometimes, that story is worth more than gold.